Hey friends, I'm Cynthia Top and I am the host of the free Facebook group, How to Create a Magical Life. And this live stream is vision boards that actually work, part 2. So I did one a few days ago and I'm going to do a couple more about vision boards right now at this time of year when we're busy thinking about 2018. So vision boards and things like setting intentions for the upcoming year, they're really popular. But how often have you done something like a vision board? You've created something like that, or you've journaled and you've set a bunch of intentions for the year, and then either you completely forgot you had done it, so you didn't pay any attention to them at all during the year, or the things that you put on that vision board just didn't actually happen. They didn't come into being. It's pretty common. If you are saying, yeah, that's me, you're not alone. Despite the fact that vision boards and going to vision board parties or workshops or whatever is really popular, we don't always do it right. I want you to walk away from this live stream, part 2 of my little series here about vision boards, knowing clearly what happens when you do a vision board well. And just so you know, I am doing this on my business page, but I have this free Facebook group called How to Create a Magical Life. I will put the link to it in the comments as soon as I'm done. And there will be a bonus tip in the free Facebook group. So hop on and join me in that group for some more stuff about vision boards. Okay, so so often what happens with vision boards is that we're trying to actually create this magical life without stopping and checking in with our souls, with our knowers. And I want to just take you through a little bit of a process of how we can do this in a way that actually causes what's in our souls to come into reality. But first of all, I'm just going to say, for those of you who aren't super familiar with vision boards, there's a ton of different ways to do them. Some people do these workshops or parties where they have a whole bunch of magazines and people cut out pictures and words and they glue things on and make sort of a collage. That's one way to do it. It's kind of arbitrary how we do it. I'll just show you again. Here is my vision board from 2017. I tend to make them small because I like to be able to post them on my bulletin board for the year. And I don't do the magazine photos thing. I actually just get pictures off the internet and print them out, because I find that I can find pictures that more closely represent what it is that I'm wanting to create, what I'm wanting to attract. So let's talk about this process of creating a vision board. And what happens so often, one of the ways that we get it wrong, is we jump into setting some intentions for the new year, or making a vision board, or however we do it, journaling about what we want, goals and stuff, without actually stopping and checking in with our souls, checking in with our knowers about what wants to happen, what's out there waiting to be created. and the reason that that's a problem is because this stopping and waiting to hear what wants to happen means that it's like it's queued up, ready to go. And we connect with it, and it's this thing of empowerment. Yes, this wants to happen. Far too often we're just like coming up with what's in our minds and saying, oh yeah, I think I want more money, I want a better job, I want to find the love of my life, or I want to make my relationship better. And those are all really good things. But until we stop and say, what wants to happen? What wants to happen in 2018? We're not actually connecting to our knowers. We're not connecting to our souls. So this process of creating a vision board or setting intentions, what does it do for us when we do it well? Well, first of all, it causes us to listen. It causes us to listen to our knowers. It causes us to ask questions. What is it that wants to happen? When we drop into a still place, when we drop into wordlessness, when we say, what is it that wants to happen? Things come to us. We hear things. Some of us, sometimes people receive things differently, maybe as images, maybe as a sudden idea or a phrase. When we drop into a really still place, we can start receiving what wants to happen. And then we can use our knowers to ask, okay, did that land in my soul? Did that originate from the divine within? Or is it just a good idea that I thought of? And in my course, How to Create a Magical Life, we go through a lot more about how do we listen to our knowers? How do we distinguish what comes from our minds and what truly comes from our souls? And I've said this so many times, and I'll say it again. We don't actually create from our minds. We create from our souls. And our soul's highest purpose is for us to awaken. So all that we're creating is our soul saying, awaken, awaken, Cynthia. So the things that we put on our vision board, we want them to be part of this thing of our soul's awakening. Another thing that happens when we set out to create a vision board or to set intentions is it causes us to look at the big purpose of our lives. For a lot of you watching this, if you're part of my little tribe here that's liked my Facebook page or part of my Facebook group, you're already in the process of trying to create a magical life for yourself. And you're in touch with the fact that you are a powerful being and that you bring things into existence, that you attract things, you create them. The problem is, if we don't stop and think about the big picture of our lives, we get really caught up in creating stuff that it's good things, but it's the smaller scale stuff. It's the help, I need money for this unexpected bill. Help, I need a better job. Without actually stopping and thinking, well, why do I need a better job? Well, what's the purpose underneath that? How am I meant to serve? So it can cause us to, doing a vision board or setting intentions can help us to take the time to say, what is the bigger picture in my life? What am I here on this planet to do? And yes, there'll probably be plenty of things on your vision board that are the smaller stuff. I want to go on a vacation to such and such. I want to have that better job. But if we stop and ask, what is the bigger purpose? What am I meant to be doing here on this planet in this one lifetime that I have right now? to be serving the planet and the people, and to be making this world a better place. So doing a vision board it causes us to stop and say, what is the big picture? And it can also cause us to think through the different categories of our lives. I call these the big seven. It's things like love and money and health and your purpose and your career and beautiful things for your beloved ones. So there's these different categories of our lives, and stopping and creating a vision board can help you slow down and say, okay, where am I out of balance? Maybe I need to play more. Maybe I've been so focused on my purpose. Maybe you're one of these people that's just completely like, oh, I'm here to bring this particular kind of goodness to the world, and you forget to play. So doing a vision board can be a great way to remind yourself, wow, I need to actually set some goals about playing. We might be on the opposite end. Maybe we're the kind of person who tends to be a little bit more narrow, and we forget that our lives have these higher purposes. You have calling. There's something you and you alone can bring. And maybe you've spent plenty of time playing and being with friends, and you have great connections, but you're not quite sure yet what you are meant to be doing. What is your legacy? So stopping and doing a vision board can help you think through and receive some of those things into deep inside that want to happen through your life. Doing a great vision board can help you then set your priorities for the year and help you put energy toward the things that are actually important. It also gives you a way to gauge when opportunities come along. If you know that this year you're supposed to be focused on, how am I called to serve in this world? What are my gifts that I'm meant to be bringing? My original medicine, as the shamans call it, that only I can bring. Maybe as you do your vision board, you receive the fact that, wow, this is my year to discover what is my purpose and my calling. And then when you get opportunities to do something that draws you away from that, you can use your vision board as a way to say, no, that's not my priority right now. It's not my priority this year. So it's a great tool to help us keep things lined up in alignment, our priorities set, and to gauge the opportunities that come along. Ooh, and this is good. I wrote this in my notes. If something we put on our vision board isn't happening, we can use our board as a tool to ask, what lies are holding me back from manifesting this thing that I put on my vision board? And when I do my course again in January, How to Create a Magical Life, we talk a ton about the lies that we all run around with, the limiting beliefs that hold us back from creating our magical lives. So I want to give you a little quick assignment here, and it just, a little bit of homework. Take a little bit of time. If you haven't done a vision board before, or if you have, but it's been more like, oh, that's a pretty picture, I'm going to put that on my board. Take a little bit of time, sit down in a quiet place, give yourself 10 minutes or so, and set an intention that you'll receive one tidbit of something that wants to happen in 2018. Something that's awaiting you. Pray and ask that you will be given insight into one thing that wants to happen in 2018. And then take some time and drop into a really still place inside of yourself, a wordless place, or meditate, or pray, whatever helps you to become really quiet. And just wait and see what you have. Sometimes things pop into our minds really unexpectedly. That's a good clue that, wow, maybe this wants to happen. Sometimes something bubbles up to the surface that you thought about before, but all of a sudden now it has an urgency to it, a sense of urgency. And after you've waited in stillness for a little bit, 5-10 minutes, then just write down any impressions that you received. Now, I know for some of you out here, those instructions made complete sense. For some of you, you're kind of like, what? If you're in that category, well, either category, please join my free Facebook, How to Create a Magical Life. I'll put the link in the comments as soon as I'm done here. Because I have so much more stuff there, a whole bunch of videos about how we do this thing of asking and then receiving something from our knowers, or receiving something from the divine that we need. So see what happens if you do that. Set an intention to receive something, spend some time in stillness, and then whatever it is that comes to you, write it down. And we'll keep talking about some more of these steps in creating a vision board. I'll be doing a couple more of these in this little series between now and the beginning of the year, so stay tuned. All right. Oh, and if you join my free Facebook group, don't forget there's a bonus tip in there about vision boards. Alrighty, my friends, ciao for now.